She's 77 years old. And yesterday she walked into a room and every single head turned. Not because of surgery. Not because of some secret spending spree. Not because she found some miracle product nobody else knows about. She turned heads because of 5 choices she makes every single morning that most women twice her age still haven't figured out. And by the end of this video you're going to know exactly what those 5 choices are, in plain simple language, no fluff, no filler. Because here's the truth nobody tells you enough. Style after 60 was never really about looking younger. It was about looking like you finally, completely know who you are. And she knows. Stay with me because choice number 3 is the one that changes everything, and I promise you you will not see it coming. Hey, welcome back to Timeless Style After 60. The home for every woman who's done chasing trends and ready to start owning her look instead. If this is your first time landing on this channel, I'm genuinely glad you found us. This channel exists for one simple reason: to prove over and over that elegance doesn't come with an expiration date, and that looking put together, confident and completely yourself doesn't require a fortune. It just requires the right know-how and a little courage. And if you're back again, welcome home. You already know what we're about here. Real tips. No pretending you need a stylist on speed dial and a bottomless bank account to look this good. Just honest, simple advice that actually works in real life. Today's story is one of my favorites yet, and I think you're going to feel it too. So grab your coffee, get comfortable, settle in, and let's talk about a woman who turned 77 into an art form. Her name doesn't matter nearly as much as what she's built, so let's just call her Rose because honestly she reminds me of one. Rose spent 40 years behind a desk in an office, wearing whatever everyone around her considered appropriate. Beige blazers, boxy jackets, safe, forgettable, practical clothes that said nothing about who she actually was underneath them. For 4 decades she dressed to blend in, because that's what she thought was expected of her. Then she turned 70, retired, closed that chapter, and made a decision most women never quite let themselves make. She decided she was done dressing for other people's approval. 7 years later, at 77 years old, Rose doesn't just walk into a room anymore. She arrives. People notice. People remember her. And here's the part that genuinely surprised me when I first heard it. Her entire wardrobe budget today is smaller than it was back when she was working full-time. She isn't spending more money to look this good. She's spending smarter. And today, piece by piece, we're going to break down exactly how she does it. Choice 1. She stopped matching and started pairing. Here's something Rose taught me early on that completely rearranged how I think about getting dressed in the morning. Matching is safe. Pairing is interesting. And there's a real difference between the two. Most women over 60 were raised on the rule of matching. Your shoes match your bag. Your bag matches your belt. Everything coordinated, everything predictable, everything polished into a kind of invisibility. It looks neat. It looks tidy. But it rarely makes anyone stop and look twice. Rose does the opposite on purpose. She pairs contrast instead of chasing perfect color matches. Think a soft cream blouse sitting against a deep forest green skirt. Think a bold silver necklace resting against a warm camel coat. Nothing matches in the traditional sense, and that mismatch is exactly why it works so well. Your eye doesn't slide past her outfit the way it slides past a perfectly matched one. Stops. It lingers. It notices. And hidden inside this simple styling shift is a real budget secret. When you stop chasing perfect matching sets, you stop needing to buy things in coordinated sets at all. You can take a $5 scarf you found folded at the bottom of a thrift store bin and pair it with a piece you've owned for 15 years. And the whole outfit can look like it was put together by a stylist charging $400 an hour. Because contrast, not cost, is what actually catches the eye. Nobody can tell what something costs just by looking at it. They can only tell whether it was chosen with intention. Rose has a small rule she follows here, and it's simple enough to remember today. Pick one piece that's soft and one piece that's bold, and let them sit next to each other instead of trying to make them agree. Choice 2. She found her one signature color. This next one genuinely surprised me the first time Rose walked me through it. She doesn't own a closet packed with every color under the sun. Instead, she built her entire wardrobe around one single signature shade. For her, that color is a deep, rich burgundy. Every season, in some small way, that burgundy quietly shows up somewhere. A scarf tossed over her shoulders in autumn. A lipstick she reaches for without thinking. a cardigan she throws on in the evening, a pair of earrings catching the light at dinner. It never overwhelms every single outfit, but it threads through her whole wardrobe like a signature scrawled at the bottom of a painting. Why does something this small matter so much? Because when people see that same color show up on her again and again over weeks and months and years, it starts to register somewhere they can't quite explain. They stop thinking she's wearing burgundy today. They start thinking that's just so her. And that, right there, is the real difference between simply wearing an outfit and actually owning an identity. There's a very practical money-saving side to this too, and it's worth sitting with for a moment. When your wardrobe is built around one or two signature colors instead of a rainbow of random pieces, everything you already own starts working with everything else you already own. You stop buying items that only pair with one lonely piece hiding in your closet. Every single purchase you make from that point forward multiplies its usefulness instead of sitting there, isolated and half forgotten. If you're watching this and thinking, I don't even know what my signature color would be, here's a shortcut Rose actually uses. Look at the color you keep unconsciously reaching for, again and again, even when you swear you're trying something new. That's usually already your answer. Okay, quick pause here because I want to ask you something directly. If you're enjoying what you're seeing so far, do me a small favor and tap that like button right now before you forget. It genuinely helps this channel reach more women just like you, women who need to see exactly this kind of video land in their feed. And while you're at it, drop a comment down below. Tell me your age and tell me one thing about your own style that you're genuinely proud of right now, today exactly as you are. I read every single comment and honestly they make my entire week. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider this your sign. We post real practical style tips for women over 60 every single week, and you really do not want to miss what's coming next. Okay, let's get back to Rose because it's about to get really good. Choice 3. She dresses for the mirror she'll see moving, not standing still. This is the one I promised you all the way back at the beginning, and it's genuinely the one that changes everything once it clicks. Most of us get dressed the exact same way. We stand completely still in front of a mirror, judging how an outfit looks frozen in a single motionless moment. Rose does something different, something small but powerful. She moves. She turns from side to side, she reaches up for something on a shelf, she sits down in a chair, she laughs at something funny. And she really watches how the outfit behaves in motion, not just how it appears when everything is perfectly still. Why does this matter so much? Because life itself is not a photograph. You don't spend your day standing frozen in one spot. You walk, you gesture with your hands while you talk, you hug the people you love, you carry bags up the stairs. An outfit that only looks good frozen in place often looks stiff, awkward, and uncomfortable the second real life starts happening to it. But an outfit that moves well, that has a little flow, a little natural give, a fabric that shifts and settles the way your body actually moves, that outfit looks effortless in real time, in real conditions, in real rooms full of real people. This is exactly why Rose gravitates toward fabrics with a bit of natural drape. A soft jersey knit instead of something stiff. A flowing midi skirt instead of something rigid and structured. Not because drape is trendy this season, but because it moves the way she moves through her actual day. And when your clothes move naturally alongside you, you come across as relaxed and quietly confident, even on the days when inside you're still figuring things out just like the rest of us are. Here's a simple test you can try at home this week. Before you decide an outfit is finished, don't just check it in a still mirror. Walk across the room in it. Reach for something on a high shelf. Sit down and stand back up. If it still feels good and looks good while you're doing all of that, it's a keeper. Choice 4. She treats accessories like punctuation, not decoration. Here's a mistake Rose openly admits she made for decades before she finally figured this out. She used to think of accessories as extra. A nice little bonus you added on if the budget happened to allow for it that month. Now she thinks about them completely differently. She treats accessories like punctuation inside a sentence. A necklace isn't decoration sitting on top of an outfit. It's an exclamation point. A great pair of earrings isn't some optional extra. It's the comma that makes the whole sentence finally make sense. What does that actually look like in real life? Rose will wear the exact same simple black dress 3 completely different ways within a single week, and it never once feels repeated to the people around her. On Monday, a bold statement necklace makes the dress feel powerful and commanding. On Wednesday, a silk scarf tied loosely around her neck makes the very same dress feel soft, romantic, almost effortless. On Friday, a structured blazer thrown over top makes it feel sharp, tailored, and completely put together for an evening out. One single dress. 3 completely different stories told with it. And the only thing that changed each time was the punctuation around it. This, right here, might be the single biggest money-saving style secret that nobody talks about nearly enough. You don't actually need 20 different outfits hanging in your closet. You need 5 genuinely excellent foundation pieces, and a small, well-chosen collection of accessories that can rewrite the entire sentence every single time you reach for them. Rose keeps her accessory collection deliberately small too, which surprised me. She'd rather own 3 exceptional pieces she reaches for constantly than 15 mediocre ones gathering dust in a drawer. Quality punctuation used often always beats a cluttered sentence nobody can actually read. Choice 5. She stopped dressing to hide and started dressing to reveal who she actually is. This last one isn't really about clothes at all if we're being honest. It's about permission. For years, Rose admits she dressed to hide. To hide her arms. To hide her age. To hide anything at all that might draw a little too much attention her way. And here's the strange, almost backwards part of that story. Dressing to hide made her invisible in exactly the way she never actually wanted to be invisible. Somewhere around 72 years old, she made a quiet decision, sitting alone in her bedroom one ordinary morning. She was going to dress to reveal instead. Not necessarily reveal her body, but reveal her personality, her humor, her boldness, her actual mood on any given day. If she felt playful, she reached for color that said playful. If she felt elegant, she chose a silhouette that said elegant. She stopped silently asking herself, will this hide what I don't like about myself? And she started asking a completely different question instead. Does this look like me? And that, more than anything else on this list, is the real secret behind why she turns heads at 77 years old. It was never truly about the burgundy scarf, or the clever contrast pairing, or the flowing fabric that moves so well. Those are simply tools, useful ones, but still just tools. The genuine transformation happened the moment she decided her age wasn't something to quietly apologize for anymore. It was something worth dressing in celebration of, out loud every single morning. She told me something once that stuck with me, and I want to pass it along to you exactly as she said it. She said, nobody remembers the outfit. They remember how sure of yourself you looked wearing it. So here's what Rose would genuinely want you to walk away with today, if you take nothing else from this video. You don't need a bigger budget. You don't need a personal stylist on retainer. You don't even need most of what's currently crammed into your closet right now. What you actually need is permission. Permission to pair instead of forcing everything to match. Permission to build your whole wardrobe around one honest signature color. Permission to move freely, to accessorize with real intention, and most of all, permission to finally stop hiding. Style after 60 was never truly about looking younger. No matter how many products or promises try to convince you otherwise. It's about looking like exactly who you've become, fully without apology. And that, far more than any price tag ever could, is what makes people stop in their tracks and stare. If this story moved you even a little bit today, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now because we tell stories exactly like this one every single week here. Give this video a like if you're walking away with even one idea you're genuinely going to try this week. And down in the comments, tell me honestly which one of Rose's 5 choices are you trying first. I'll see you in the next one.